Okay, so we've learned about the basics of warming up. I'm going to show you an all-in-one kind of exercise that will practice your straight lines, your ellipses, and your circles all in one kind of page, and also your hatching, so that you can practice your shading. This is really the kind of all-in-one. So let's get started. What we're going to do is lay down a straight line as we can, 3 columns of straight lines on a page. Oops. Make sure to clear your space as well. And what we're going to do is draw ellipses, series of ellipses within the columns from something shallow to something that's like to a circle. So you have this, you can see this progression across the page. It's okay if they overlap. It's actually good if they do. But what you want to do is stay loose. Draw consistently. And progressively open up the ellipse from something that is of a small degree to the circle, which is almost equal in length between its 2 axes. So what we're going to do is continue that along each of the lines. Sometimes if you want, you can have a minor axis to help you out, although it would be better if it was straight or in the middle. Nevertheless, between these 2 points, we're going to lay down some more ellipses. And again on the last one. And you know your ellipses are good if they are going horizontal, like if the major axis is perpendicular to the minor axis the whole way through, like you see here on this one. I've kind of tilted it. The minor axis has gone a bit askew, and so has the major axis. It's a good ellipse, it's just not on the same playing field as that one, so it's actually been tilted a little bit. So what you want to do is keep it consistent, keep it fresh, keep it loose, and fill up a page or 2 of these. If you want, you can lay down minor axes as well to try to have another guide. But the idea is to have a full page of stuff. Now, what we're going to do is, so we've practiced some straight lines, we've practiced ellipses that have turned into circles. Sometimes it's good to establish a circle first so that you know what you're working towards. And then what you're going to go into is on each column, shade in a different part of the overlapping lines. This is just to get some practice in some short sort of strokes and getting in the kind of shadows that you would be using when you're design sketching. You want to keep these consistent. And it's better to draw through both of the, I find it's better to draw through both of the boundaries of the thing you're shading. And the idea here is just so that you can have some control over a small section. Things you want to look out for are the same, making sure you have the same sort of pen pressure throughout each stroke. and that they're all parallel to each other. And there's no curving, so what you don't want to do is get so that they're kind of, it's an exaggerated version of it, but there's consistency here and here that you have a tonal, a darker tone to that shape, whereas here you get kind of textural, you get kind of noisy. It overall is not as clean, and what we want to do is just be clear with what we're drawing. And I like to draw my strokes in this direction, as I'm right-handed, and it's just a nice affordable reach for me. So here you kind of have to plan your strokes a little bit when they're getting into smaller kind of overlaps here. So, and then I'll finish off the crescent here. There. So yeah, this is exactly what not to do over there, and this is a good example over here of what you should be looking after. Consistent strokes, consistently spaced, and nice strong strokes. And now do that for the other columns, pick a different kind of shape. So here I picked the kind of inside or of the ellipses. I'm gonna now grab shade in the overlaps of the ellipses in this one. And again, you're just really just trying to look for a shape that you want to shade in using just hatching. You'll often do this when you're trying to sketch your designs. So here we're just going to finish up. Sometimes it's a little bit of a larger stroke. Now my pen is just running out here, so if you see any gaps, that's why. And you want full straight lines. Nice parallel. There. See, that's what we don't want to see, that stuff there. It's curled, it doesn't reach the other end. Here is nice and confident. Very nice strokes there. And you can change it, go a different direction, pivot your page around. Here I'll just do the insides again, but I'll do them this way. You really just want to get into the rhythm of what it takes to lay down some consistent strokes. And I would recommend you do this every day, if you can, but certainly every time you sit down to sketch. It takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but it's well worth your time. And there you go. So that's a great way of practicing your ellipses, practicing your circles, practicing your straight lines, and practicing your hatching for shading.